That's good.
Welcome back to the channel. So it is, what night is it? Tuesday night. I'm gonna try to do some filming tonight and get this uploaded to y'all tonight. We're gonna try to get a little done tonight. Struggling, I feel like crap. I think I've just overworked myself. I worked last night till dark on the new Maverick that we bought, just trying to get some stuff broke down, but we'll go over that in another video. I think I just, like, maybe once a month, once every 2 months, my body just kind of crashes because I go really hard all the time, and that's how I get a lot done. So we're gonna try to get a little done tonight, but first, before we can even get started, I have a monster mess. So as you can see, this is from this weekend. So this is when you're working on the trailer and stuff and you just throw stuff everywhere. This is terrible. I mean, y'all been watching my videos. Y'all know that I'm never like this bad. Like, you don't ever see the shop this bad. Welders everywhere, welding cords, drop cords galore. Harper has a mess over here as always. We got a couple of new things that was left over from our video on like Thursday night or Friday night, fitting the front end. We got a box of trash. We've got drawers open. We've got crap just chunked everywhere, man. I mean, this is how when I just get in my mode, my go mode, you know, I just kind of throw stuff everywhere. Man, I still got rear end fluid sitting up here from where I drained it the other day. So yeah, let me get all this cleaned up. This nightmare of a mess. It's probably gonna take a freaking hour to put all this stuff up. And let me get a clean slate and we'll get started. I've been pounding down Sundrop and Starburst Minis, trying to get all jacked up on sugar. So most of the time I'm on like a natural high, like a meth head practically, is what my wife and Eddie always says. But I am struggling, like I feel like I'm about to crash tonight. So trying to get jacked up. I'm gonna clean up some of this mess and then it's go time. All right, so I got everything cleaned up. Man, it is just a freaking disaster. I mean, when you just pound down on a project, you just throw stuff everywhere. Dude, you could empty your whole shop in like, let's say 15 minutes. If you could empty, just pull stuff out and throw it on the table, throw it on the project, throw it on the car, in 15 minutes, it'd take you 2 freaking hours to clean everything up. That was the worst part of it because it's right here at the garage door, so I just kept piling everything all weekend on this table. So we got all that cleaned up, but now it's like 9 o'clock. See, that's the problem. So you got a clean work slate to get started, but then it's like, who wants to start on a Tuesday night at 9 o'clock? It sucks because if I quit right now and go upstairs, turn on YouTube, which I've already been watching YouTube, I was like catching up on Turbo John's video, then I'll feel guilty. See, I start watching other people drag racing in their drag cars and all that, and then I actually feel guilty that I'm not down there getting mine done like I should be. So let's go through these packages real fast. Let's kind of figure out where we're at. Get a fresh back start to the week. It's only Tuesday, so we still got Wednesday night, Thursday night. And then Friday, I don't know what we got planned for Friday. No, we might not have Thursday night, actually. Supposed to be. Plans could change. Possibly testing Randy's car in Galat Thursday night. I'll probably let y'all know on a YouTube short or something if we are. And then if that goes smooth, then he is talking, we possibly could be racing in Jacksonville on Saturday. Jacksonville, North Carolina, not Jacksonville, Florida. Never actually been to the Jacksonville track. So that could possibly happen Saturday. So I have to see how the weekend goes. I'm probably gonna wanna work on the trailer. I don't know if I'll have anything in to work on the trailer. So the trailer is pretty important. It just is important as the car to an extent, because once we get this thing together and we take it to TKM to do the hub dyno, I'm sure stuff's gonna go wrong. I'm sure stuff's gonna mess up. I'm sure stuff's going to be changed, you know, at a split second. And we need a decently stocked trailer with us, so that hopefully I have a couple items if I need anything. So they got everything that you could possibly need, but you still like to be prepared. And then if that goes smooth, if TKM goes smooth, then y'all are gonna know what y'all are gonna want me to do. Y'all are gonna want to see some street hits. Y'all are gonna want to see some testing tunes. Y'all want to see this thing rock and rolling. So again, we could potentially be talking about, see here, June, July, August. Headers are supposed to be built the end of June, beginning of July. So you could be talking about July, August, even September, that this car may be at the track. So it's equally important to get the trailer done as important it is to get the car done, because I really don't have much interest in getting the car done and throwing it on an open trailer, especially all the time I have into it. I'm not comfortable really traveling at nighttime where I can't even see the trailer back there, or the car on the trailer, on an open trailer. So I really want the enclosed trailer done also. Let's open these packages, see what we got, and then being it's getting late, we might talk about something that's been popping up in the comment sections quite a bit lately, and I've been putting off for over a year now. So these are going to be our little 1/8 NPT extensions for our sensor. So our sensor was hitting on top of the radiator, and we just needed to extend our pressure sensors out a little. So that's going to fix that issue. Let's see here. Here is our Hall effect position sensor. So when I messaged Motion Raceworks and I put in my order for the drive shaft sensor, they said that they were out of stock. And if you look all over online, nobody can get it. It's like everywhere is out of stock. So I messaged John, asked him his opinion on it. Of course, he didn't know anything about this sensor, but he said, you know, as long as it's a Hall effect sensor and 5 volts reference or whatever the specs were, that it should work. So we have the correct thread. Motion Raceworks was actually nice enough to hit me up on Facebook with all the information of what I was looking for as far as with another sensor. So that should be our drive shaft speed sensor. We can get that in for sure. What we need to do is, I might do it on the bench, is put some heat shrink on this and go ahead and put a little Deutsch connector on it on the bench. That way, if this one doesn't work, then we'll have a Deutsch connector under the car, so we can easily just unplug and plug in another one, make up another connector. So these are pretty generic stuff, boring. Brake line. So the AN brake line pieces, I already had a bunch of the nut ends. The ends that are nuts, that go on them, these nuts. But I needed some of these pieces that actually go inside. It goes over the brake line too, and then it goes inside the nut. So I ordered these from, what is it called? Speedway Motors. And this is what I used to build the rest of the car originally. So stainless steel AN 3AN tube sleeve, that's what it's called. These are our fittings that we needed for our fuel pump. So our fuel pump was too big. No, too small. Wrong direction. We needed to go from, let's see here, 8 AN it was, which is what the fuel pump was, surprisingly. And we needed to go up to a -10, which is what the rest of the car is. So, O-ring, you know the deal. So that is going to go in our fuel pump to fix that situation. So we can now mount that. That is ready to be mounted. So here's just our sleeve. It's an aluminum 1.25 inch sleeve for our burn down tube. So if you remember in our video where we did the burn down tube, the first one that I ran was a little short, and the first one went all the way. But the second piece, I didn't quite have enough, and so it broke about right here in the center of the car. So I had to call TK and order another one. So we're just going to hook this together with a barb fitting and some hose clamps. So that's pretty basic stuff. And let's see. Then we got our line for our fuel pump. So ordered another used line off of eBay. This is actually one of the nice ones. I can't remember what he said. Let me see if he actually included it on the paper, and I can show you all the seller. And I think the total is going to be on here. So there is the seller that I bought it from. There's who you look up on eBay, though. He sells a bunch of these lines, dude. It's absolutely amazing. So if you'll search his name on eBay and visit his store, it's amazing, the stuff I bought from him. So that is what this is. It's a Starlight nylon hose. I actually messaged him because I wasn't sure. I asked if this would be good for E85, and he messaged me back explaining what this was, what it was made out of, and that this is beyond good for E85. So you're not gonna beat that, man. $21. It's made. All you gotta do is screw it into the car. So, and what I do when I'm doing this is I kind of lay underneath the car and I pull a tape measure from point A to point B, and then I just go ahead and search eBay right there on the spot, and I just kind of look at what's available and look at my routing and how I can make it work, you know, for different links. So, you know, this is not the best ends. You know, if you were having them made, you'd want a 90 instead of this, or maybe two 90s or whatever. But this was the best line and the best price and the best situation for my application. So that's what we got. I mean, you're not really going to beat the $21 for a line that's made. All you got to do is install it. That should allow us now, we can put the whole fuel system together. So we can put the fuel pressure regulator together. We can put the return line in. We'll probably go ahead and throw the intake manifold back on. We'll go ahead and button the firewall up with the patch panel that bolts in. We'll probably start buttoning all that stuff back up this week and getting that stuff back together and kind of getting, you know, back under the hood looking decent, fuel lines look back up. And then we're going to move on to the cold side piping and getting Mike to weld in the sensor for the air temperature. That's it for right now. I've ordered a bunch of stuff, but that's all we have actually got in. So we have a couple little easy tasks to do. I'm thinking that we will leave this here and get at it tomorrow night. And we will talk about something else tonight. All right. So it's been brought up numerous times that the car needs a name, and I agree. I have been working through the names for a minute now, probably over a year, and nothing has stuck. So a couple people has put out different names, different options. Some of the other names, I've actually got them wrote down right here. If you see me glance up there, was Paint Slammer. So since I do a lot of painting, obviously that's kind of my thing, and we all know the game door slammers, and we all know that certain cars are called door slammers. So I had put a twist on it and was going to use the name Paint Slammer at some point. Again, it's on my final list. What I do is I add names to the list, and then as I'm not filling them, I mark them off. If I think about them again, I put them back on. So that one's been on there for a little while, but it's just never grabbed me. Another name, of course, you got to have something with black in it because the car is black. So we had Black Wine, because wine does age and get finer over time, I guess, and the car keeps getting better and better over time. So Black Wine was a name, but again, it doesn't jump right out at me. You know, you have to think about whatever you name this could potentially be on t-shirts and hoodies or hats or wherever it goes and everything grows. You have to kind of plan for the future, and you don't want something just to be blah, really. And I do want a name for the car. So we also had Bougie Black. We've joked around a couple times where I'm bougie. If I go out of town or if I'm going to stay overnight for a race, I want a 5-star hotel. I want, you know, continental breakfast. I want nice vehicles. I'm bougie. Like, it is what it is. Anybody knows me knows that. So Bougie Black was a name. Black Bourbon. Black Bourbon was on the list because, again, it's just, you know, a drink, car's black. So that was cool, but I don't know. It's one of the top contenders in the color, playing off the color of the car with the black. But again, it just doesn't, you know, jump right out me. Another one that I recently have added is late payment. So I actually have no late payments. We actually pay a lot of our bills, such as, let's say, our mortgage. We pay more than we're supposed to on our mortgage, hoping that we can knock it out early. So we have no late payments, but the car does eat a ton of money. So it was kind of a play on, it takes a lot of money, so all the payments are late. Empty pockets was another one, because the car, of course, takes a lot of money. You ain't got no money left, you're broke. But I just feel like that's kind of, again, it doesn't grab me, it doesn't jump out. What else we got left on this list up here? That's the main ones. Now, one thing that grabs me, one thing that's my favorite with the cars is the, not celebrities, but famous people in history. When you name a car such as Jesse James, anything like that, Frank Lucas, we've seen all them mob gangsters and all that kind of stuff with the cars. I like that. So DB Cooper. So we all know who DB Cooper is. That was the nickname given to the gentleman back in history that hijacked the Boeing, I think it was, and jumped out of a plane with a bunch of money and was never found. He was on America's Most Wanted list, was never found. That's cool. It's one of my little on the top of the list, but again, it's just, it doesn't necessarily like, oh my God, that's it. The one that I really wanted was Carlo Gambino. So that was a one of the higher ups in the Gambino family, the American mob, mafia, all that stuff. If you follow any of the mob or the mafia stuff, then you know the Gambino crime family. The catch to that is my wife's a Gambino. So all of her family is a Gambino. So she is Italian and from Jersey. So Carlo Gambino was originally from like Italy. That crime family was from Italy. All that. We're not gonna get into a bunch of history, but Carlo Gambino was one of the names for the car for obvious reasons of it being down the family tree on her side. And who doesn't like American crime family? That's like my second favorite runner-up. Honestly, I'm not 100% sold on it yet, so I'm asking for y'all's help. The number one name that was added to the list towards the beginning of this car and has stuck on this list this whole car's build. I have never taken it off of the list. I have never lost like in the name, and I have never sold myself on the name. But it has been the only name that has been on the list for the past year to 2 years that I have been brainstorming names for the car. That name is going to be Percy Flowers. Percy Flowers was one of the most famous moonshiners from this area in North Carolina. He was like the king of moonshine for North Carolina. He was from, I think it's Johnson County. I could be wrong. It's right up the road from me. It's like an hour. Literally it's an hour 20 minutes from where he was from. So he's from like right here. I don't understand how I have never seen a car named Percy Flowers. I guess it's the last name, Flowers. But if you're from this area, then you know that was one of the kings of the moonshine, like a lot of history. It's out there, but it's not like one of the other big, moonshiners, even though he was big. So the thing with him was he was a businessman. So he owned a ton of land, a ton of farms. He employed a lot of people. And basically the town it was very hard to prosecute him because he supported like a huge part of that town. And a lot of families depended on him, and he helped a ton of people and gave out a ton of money to people. And so, yes, he did the moonshine, but he did so much good that nobody would really sell him out. So Percy Flowers has been my number one pick this whole time. I wanted to get y'all's opinions on all of these names that I just went over. Let me know your favorite in the description. Let me know what you think it should be. And I think since we're getting this close, I think it's time that we, go ahead and throw a name on the car, maybe. Leave me a comment in the comment section on what you think the name should be. If you have any ideas, that's fine. I've been thinking about it for a year to two, so I've thought about a lot of them, and it has to be something I really like, so don't take offense to anything, but you're free to offer suggestions. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up for tonight since it was just too late to get working on anything really. It is now 9:30, so we're gonna wrap it up. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and tomorrow I will get back on actually putting some more stuff on the car, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, y'all.